went to Hungerford, and the very first blues club that I'd ever played in was called the Riverside Blues Club. And on the way, the old Bedford van that we had broke down, and the radiator hood started to smoke, and then it burst into flames. Well, out of nowhere, some bucolic farmers and ladies with bonnets and so forth, you know, with aprons smeared in flour, came out of nowhere with jugs of water for us to douse the flames. And one woman gave me a huge mug, you know, so I threw that on the windscreen, and she said, "That were a cup of tea, boy." And the gig was really good because they thought we were tremendously heroic to carry on, you know, in that Bedford. We weren't heroic, we were just stupid. I had no idea how dangerous it was. Else I'd have gone home and walked home. That was a great gig. Really good. Really? Yeah, we played very well. We were supported, I've only just remembered, by a group called the Howling Wolves. I wonder if they're still around. Never. I wonder if they're the same lot. I mean, my God, they'd all be as old as me. Oh, well.
What about strange gigs, Bob? You must have had strange, weird ones over the years.
Oh, God. Well, we were earning about, on average, before I was 21, I think I only earned about, in modern terms, £5.50 a week.
Yeah.
And so any gig promoter who was willing to put like £6–7.50 into the hands of a five-piece band, I mean, that we'd have done anything for that, and on occasion we actually had to. We did advertise ourselves as a rhythm and blues band, but our manager used to book us into anywhere that would pay us, and I had to do a wedding reception. I didn't know it was a wedding reception. I'd certainly have cried off if I'd known, but when we were there, they kept asking us to play stuff that everybody knows. So in the end, we rocked up all the old stuff that I could remember. We did a rock and roll version of Ease Up Mother Brown, for example, which had several of the elderly relatives gasping for more drink, although how on earth they could stomach any more after what they got down, I don't know. It did actually just about work.
Yeah.
And we got away with it. That is to say, we got paid, but I don't want another gig as weird as that.
No, never give them another wedding.
And my friends, my colleagues, protect me now from all those sort of
Really? Is that what it's bodyguards as well as?
Well, they kind of think faster than I do.
Yeah. How did you guys meet then?
Well, I run a blues night at the Cellar Bar every third Tuesday, Cellar Bar in Worcester.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it now for nearly 7 years. Or is it just over Saturday? Anyway, I get all the best blues talent out there to come and play. And so fans who also are trying to jump in at the deep end, you know, dying to get your first gig, because your first gig live, it's just, there's no feeling like it.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, that was how I met DJ. He came up and he wanted to have a play, and he did that, and his eyes started going all Buffy Vampire Slayer, you know the way they were. So he came to the house and we went over a few things. He was he's friends with Andy, they're close neighbours, and so he joined us, and we've been practising quite regularly now for, well, ever since really, getting on for 2 years. Yeah. Actually, it's more than that, isn't it? I met you 3 years May, and then Andy joined us about 6–7 months after that.
Right. So busy with the gigs at the moment?
Relatively, yes. The season's had an interesting opening. We've had 2 or 3 pub gigs already. I've done a couple of solo things, and I think our next gig is at the Great Malvern, isn't it? With Stomping on Spiders. We're supporting them. Okay. You've already had our Arachne friends here.
Exactly. New album out, haven't they?
Yes, it's good as well.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you must have been blitzed, as everyone else has, with pre-release ballyhoo. Well, it's worth it. It's very good.
Yeah. And festivals as well this year?
We are hoping to get into Upton. We've played the last 2 Upton Blues festivals, and in the past I've played 4 or 5 with my then harmonica player, who was Rod Jones, when we went out as a duo.
Yeah.
Winchcombe is also on the cards, though I'm not sure if that's going to happen this year.
Yeah.
It's a little early to tell.
Yeah.
Droitwich, I think that's definitely going to happen.
Did that one.
Birmingham. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Upton Jazz Festival.
Yeah.
We did something there, and we'll be looking to do something again.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and get us into the Birmingham Jazz Festival.
Yeah.
I've never played there before,
Right.
but I go there regularly.
When's that? When will that be?
July.
Right.
I think it's the week before Upton. For a change, they're not clashing.
Right.
It's about the first time in living memory that they haven't clashed.
Is it in the city centre or?
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
There's about a mile of pubs in between. Oh Lord, in between New Street and the end of the Brindley
Yeah.
thingamajig
Yeah. I know. Broad
triangle.
Street. Yeah.
Yeah, Broad Street. That's
Yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
you've got Ronnie Scott's on to the north, and you've
Yeah.
got New Street to the south,
Yeah.
and there's about 30 venues there.
Yeah.
Most of them are free too, so it's very good,
Brilliant. Fantastic.
especially for us impoverished pensioners.
What about the other side of the spectrum? Any young, good blues players coming through?
Man, I tell you, they're much better than we were. We got Jack Blackman playing at Blues Night
Yeah.
on March the 20th
Yeah.
at the Cellar Bar. Jack's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
There's someone called Ollie Brown, who is a little older than Jack, but only, is about 20, 21. Every now and again, you get a wunderkind.
Yeah.
You remember like the idiot savant,
Yeah.
who could channel all of their skills into one particular thing.
Yeah.
These people are almost like that, except they're not idiots. They can
No.
do other things just like we can.
Yeah.
But they have the skill to sit there and duplicate what they've heard and then fool around with it and get their own style. And to them, it's not hard. It isn't. When you ask them, why do you do that in a B flat when E's much easier, they say, well, makes no difference what key you're doing it, does it? And I'm thinking, oh, yes, it does. Yeah, there's lots of them.
Yeah.
They do their own publicity. I'm damned if I'm going to do publicity
exactly.
for them, but yeah, there's some.
Let them do it.
As soon as the old farts like me
Yeah.
think that the blues is finished, because
Yeah.
we're on our way out, somebody like Jack comes along,
Yeah.
and the whole thing's revitalised. Sarah Warren,
Yeah.
still in her 20s, a wonderful soul and blues singer, and quite coincidentally, we got her on March the 20th as well, if anybody's listening. If you want to leave your Zimmer frames behind and throw your urine bottles away and limp down to the Cellar Bar on the
Yeah.
20th, you'll be very welcome.
That's the next one, 30th.
Yes, 20th of April, yeah.
Yeah, what time's to start?
8:30-ish.
Yeah, that's 4 bits, isn't it? Yeah.
And we got Perry Foster's coming down there. Me and my gang, of course.
Yeah.
We've got Sarah Warren is doing an acoustic session with her bass player.
Yeah.
Dave Bristow,
Right.
sweetest, most meticulous, mellifluous pecky you ever saw, Dave. Wonderful. You ought to have him, by the
Yeah?
way. Yeah.
Okay.
You ought to try Dave.
Right, okay, we'll put that down. And time for another?
Oh, well, if you insist. What shall we do,
We'll
kids?
do another one.
Shame not to do the band,